All right, we're live. Thanks for checking out the VOD. Thanks again for all the cool comments and stuff. Still checking them out. Yeah, I was just mentioning that to Super Bits and Bob earlier today when we spoke. We have a lot of videos up. Let me turn this down a little bit. We got a lot of videos up, and over the years we've had very few like really bad comments. I don't know that we had any really bad comments, but we had very few even bad comments. So, thanks. Thanks for your support. What are we gonna do tonight? Tonight we're likely. Let me load up the editor. Meant to do that earlier when I restarted my machine. We'll do some more prop work and population in Vale of Zentar. Adam Taylor, hello. Decappy, XD, Chili Sauce, Nicodemus. Dadvik said, howdy, I'm listening from work. Don't tell my boss. Your secret's safe here. Alright, so yeah. Like I was saying before you guys came in, tonight probably gonna be a propping and population themed stream. We may chit chat a little bit on a topic. Because I had an interesting discussion earlier today, like a 3-hour and change discussion, and I'm hoping Bob posts the video as audio only for us this time, but chatted with Super Bits and Bob today for a few hours on the topic of I mean, we talked about a bunch of stuff, but the topic that I reached out to him about was like what makes a classic. How do you define classic when you're talking about like classic MMO, classic indie MMO? So it was a fun talk. We probably could have gone for another couple hours, to be honest. May have to do it again if it turns out that that folks enjoy it. I'm curious to see what his audience, how they respond to some of the stuff I had to say. What's up, Dozakar, Therenth? So how's your week, guys? What's up, Keith? Dunning Kruger followed me yesterday. That's a fantastic name. Better now that a playtest is on the horizon. Juan Matias. Yeah, it's cool that you guys suppose you guys get the word on that now. The word is out. If you're listening to this, watching this, and you haven't seen it yet, in Discord we have posted. Oh, I should probably shoot out an email then. We are holding a stress test on Saturday, November 30th at 1 p.m. Eastern, and it will be a true stress test. It's going to be relatively short, but it's because we're trying to see if we can have more stress tests in. Stress test will last a maximum of 4 hours, ending at 5 p.m. Eastern. There will only be one East Coast PvE server available. Yeah. So if you guys aren't in the Discord, you should check it out. What's up, Chinny D? Dozakar says, what does he says? He said, it's been a weird week here. Playtest in the future has made it much better. Well, man, hopefully it's nothing too bad. Hopefully it's just one of those, like, weird weeks happen sometimes. Jace the Gremlin. What are the odds it runs a little better? I got to burn vacation before the end of the year, or I lose some. I hope the odds are good. I mean, we're not doing it just to do it. Hopefully it runs good. Oh, what are the odds it runs later? I read better. I just read random shit and start going off. Yeah, no, it's not going to be a Sunday, Monday kind of thing. This one, we're legit going to, not this Saturday. The fastest, it's the 30th. So 30th is not this Saturday, not the next Saturday, but the Saturday after that. It's Thanksgiving Saturday. For Americans, which most of you are. Minus like DeCappy and who else? Anyway, now you feel like a second grade citizen because you're foreign. If you're American, you feel like a second class citizen. There's a difference. Sorry, buddy. No extended weekend play on this stress test. No. This zone is going to be sick. This zone is going to be sick. It's gonna be, oh man, just layers of city going up, and oh, it's good. We just have to make sure that it we gotta make sure that it's easy enough to navigate. Hey, Longila. What's up, Dragon? Yeah, there's a test on the, we're having a stress test on the 30th. You like the backpack, but sometimes don't want it to show. Is there a toggle to hide? There will be. For a backpack. Nice to see a new area. Desert isn't your favorite biome. Hey, listen. You have not been seeing desert like every day for 4 years, so I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing out of you. I've been seeing that color. Yeah, you need to earn the grass, sir. What is I need to learn the Bane quote. What is it? You merely visit the desert. I was born in the desert. I didn't even see the vegetation until I was a man. What? What are you talking about? Oh man, this zone's gonna be fantastic. I think it'll as we start to get some of the variants in some of the zones and you start to see more biomes and we start to get a little more extreme, I think more and more you guys will see the promise of things to come. You like the ice cream cone my gnome is wielding? Yes. Alright, I need to stop screwing around in here and go to work. Hey, Possum. Hey, Unchained. Everybody, you're supposed to be saying hi in chat. People are coming in. We've talked about this now. Hey, hello, Talet. And that'll also help make sure that I don't miss people as they come in. Is this normal run speed? Yeah, I don't have any modifiers on at the moment. Yeah. Sometimes I do. At the moment, I do not. See, look at chat. Chat is already... You guys, just a little bit of saying hi to each other. Look how much positive energy you're generating. Tech Rider, what's going on? Surfer. Yeah, I think this is... We gotta do this. We have to commit to saying hi to folks when they come in to Guild Say. What's up, Kumadar? Tupac. Hello, my friend. These guys are so big. Ah, oh. Hey, dragon. Alrighty. So today we'll continue some propping and some spawn node placement maybe, but some propping. I want to look and see if I need to adjust some light. Are they in the scene though? Are they in the scene? That's a good question. I want to check these lights out and see what they're doing. What's up, Frankenbeans? Same old, same old. Alright. Hey, Scruffy Bard. Oh. Alright, well, let's see if I can turn this off. Veil of Zentar. A-Star. It's hidden back here. There we go. All right. Now my machine should actually run. Interesting. Why do they look like that? Let's see. Guys, I've been in front of I've put a lot of hours in front of the PC the last like 3 days. My eyes are just tired. Okay. So I think there was something stated about maybe the range should be a bit bigger. Because these fires, I think what's happened is we've got these various fires. And in the point lights and stuff in here, but I don't know that they scaled when the prefab was scaled, right? And so that's why they're kind of dim. Hey, Chaosophy. What's up, Zukin? Everybody say hi to Zukin. Zukin's here. But I mean, these don't look bad. Oh, But it's also got a range of 15, it looks like. 15. And these got a range of 15, they look good, then. What's up, John? Hey, Ollie. But this has only got a range of 3.8. Let's give them a range of 15. See what that looks like. Is that better? Doesn't seem much different. Let's give one of these guys way back here a bigger range, see what happens. No, it doesn't, let's look at the radius, maybe. Because, like, these guys are illuminating pretty well. Point light. And it's got a tiny radius. It's got a big range, though. You know what? Let's stop using math. Let's stop trying to be logical. Let's just go for effect. Well, this is interesting. Did these guys... Where's my gizmo at? I think there was some weird stuff that happened with some of the duping, maybe. One. What is that even? I'm just gonna... Can't delete these? Alright. Hey, Tsunami-san. Hey, Chex. It's honestly, it's just a financial question, Enoch. It's just about finances. Right now, our situation is one where it's much easier to stay over here. But if, you know, if we had all the money in the world, I'd definitely be back over in the good old US. Can you say what you're testing for the 30th so we can help you best get the data you're looking for? Possum? Ollie? I am over at the giant fortress in Vale of Zintar. Ollie, what should they be looking to test? We just need you to come in and be online in Night Harbor. I don't think these guys even have like there's not a light here. It's not doing anything if there's a light here. What's going on with these lights? Let's try a different one. Fire pot, campfire. Where is it? Like the light is coming from the... Like the imposter or whatever? Okay, well, you know what? I'm not going to spend a bunch of time trying to figure out this lighting thing when I can just basically... I can just get with Simon and ask him. He might, you know, if he shows up later, I might even ask him. Because if we look, we've got... I added these guys right here in kind of separately. And they're lighting up nicely, right? Like we see some lighting going on. But then everything else here seems to not be working properly. So I'm not quite sure what's going on. Since this is not my domain. Yeah, so Ollie said basically we just need your bodies in Night Harbor doing random stuff that you guys do, and that'll help us because there's stuff that our bots just can't do. So that's about it. Can't do yet. Yeah, we'll replace you. We're eventually going to replace you with better and better bots, just like in real life, and then we won't even need you. Our bots are going to get jobs and they're going to have subscriptions. Imagine if bots paid for subs. That's the dream. Adam Taylor said, I tried out the MMO that simulates players actually. It was kind of funny. Elshinore. He was just... I was just responding to him in my Discord. Brian. Aaron Shore. Aaron Shore, not Elshinore. Ollie. Aaron Shore, I think. All right. So anyways, at some point I need to figure out what's going on with the light. I love this view here. I remember playing Dot Hack on like the PS1, right? Wasn't it on the PS1 or was it PS2? PS2, okay. When was PS2? Was PS2... Oh yeah, because PS2 was 90, like 98, 97, 99? Because I thought we had a... yeah, I was confusing PS2 for PS1. I thought we had a PS2 at the skate park. So this one, the actual... the light's working. It's not huge, but it's working. Yep, there it is. Yeah, PS3 came out. I remember when Sony had like the PS3 dev kits. Hey, eating around. And they were like in a super guarded room that had to have a camera and like special key card and oh, that's what's going on. Okay. I forgot how much that the client can impact the scene view. Like the game view impacts the scene view. So I see the lights working here. And then I turn. So lights working here. See? I turn. And now they've been turned off. That's probably what was going on when I was looking in scene view. Okay. All right. Well, that was silly of me. Official announcement. Server will be shutting down in 60 seconds. It was kind of like Wednesday's playtest. The server shut down. Dude, the server restarted like 10 times during Wednesday's playtest. Ollie. I want to speak to your manager. I want a free month of gaming. Server shutting down in 60 seconds. Please pay $5 for another 30 minutes. Boy, you think we're a Web 4.0 game? '30th is a work day for you, Unchained. Oh man, that is no good. That is some BS. $90 amounts, $120 alpha test, 60-minute renewing subs. Well, you used to pay by the minute. You laugh, but that used to be the thing. Long time ago. The community must pay X to keep the lights on. Yeah, we do. We do have a, there is a, yeah. Subscene to giant furniture. It's like right now it's all in one big ass thing. That's not super helpful, I guess. I could divide it up into more camps, but for now I think we'll be good. I'm just gonna select, go up here, giant furniture. I'm gonna set as default parent, so all this new stuff that I grab. Ooh! Oh, I know what I can also do. I can fix some collision. This just reminded me. Hey, Wallabus. Yeah, let's adjust this guy as well right here. Nice. Remember, did you see me run up this on, when was it, Wednesday? Were you here? Hey, what's up, Vulor? Can I adjust you? What are you importing? Okay. Oh, don't move. I had you in the perfect spot. All right, Ollie, get some sleep, man. You have not gotten a lot of sleep. Are you feeling any better at all? Hopefully you are. Ollie's sick again. Ollie's sick again because he works too much. So we got collision volume and we got, yeah, we're gonna get silly here. It may break something, but if it breaks something, we can fix it later. Is the name of the game. Hey, Dregus. So we're gonna adjust this. We're gonna put the climbing part on the edges here. I wonder how that would work with a big character, because it was perfect for my gnome. I think that means it'll be okay for the human. We'll see how it works with the ogre. Having kids means you're always kind of sick. They bring home the best. School, daycare, diseases. I don't know, man. I still think it's like a, that's some immune system stuff. Got to build up some degree of immunities from your spawns. So we'll try this out in a little bit. We'll make it a little forgiving. I mean, kids are petri dishes that have the ability to lick things. Yeah, but I don't know that that means that everybody's always sick all the time. They're disgusting, but they're wonderful. Kids are awesome. Played some sports outdoors last night in 29 degrees Fahrenheit. Woke up with sniffles. Yeah, makes sense. If your immune system's not awesome. Do you take vitamin D? Everybody, this is not medical advice, but everybody should be taking vitamin D. No one's getting enough vitamin D. Even if you go outside. Well, all right. I won't tell you what to do. I won't tell you what to do. You can not take it. You can take it. Whatever. But if you don't take it and you get sick, then don't come in here crying. I don't want to hear all this like, oh, I'm sick again, blaming the kids because you didn't take your vitamin D. I think this will probably work. We'll check it out in a little bit. Yeah, I mean, but for real, you gotta take your vitamins. But for real. My my wife's actually started because she deals with a lot of like you know, surgery involving getting into the jawbone and all sorts of crap like that. And so they've started checking people's vitamin D levels at where she works at the dental clinic, and just because it helps with recovery and all sorts of stuff. So they're actually getting on to people like you need to check your D levels. Saren said vitamins and probiotics on the daily, sir. Nice. I mean, I'm just looking out for you guys. D3 and fish oil. That's good for you as well. And I've gone through phases with fish oil. Grick says, contrary to popular belief, going outside does not cause your body to generate enough vitamin D, and most people still need supplements. If you do want to avoid supplements, then be sure to research what time of year is the best time to go outside for D production. But you need it all year. So Grix is, I think, mostly correct. Again, this is not medical advice, but I do talk to medical people. Oh, you need to go outside. Best time of day, not year. Did I say year? Anyway, yeah. No, in all seriousness, you'd be shocked. Get some blood work done. You're in America, you can get it done, most of you. Trini D said, I would like to officially endorse vitamin D, plus it feels on brand. It is. Different D, though. But yeah, you really need to have your player base healthy to pay. Playing the long game here, sir. Bravo. Hey, we're not suckers. We're a highly sophisticated operation. We're buttering you up for years. We're getting you healthy. And then we're going to snatch the $15 right out of your pocket every month. But yeah, you don't produce enough vitamin D. We supplement year round. What am I doing here? Changing collision. That's right. Fish rack. I probably got to fix all the fish racks. Would this be? Oh, I did already adjust these, but like a gnome won't be able to walk through there. I don't think, even with the adjustments I have. So. Yeah, that's true. You guys are getting older. Find and replace option. Oh yeah, it's a good point. Just fix one and then and then replace the existing, because there's not many of these. Fix one and then just replace the other ones. That's a good idea. Right, because I've got like 3 here. I don't know if I've got one elsewhere. Nope. Okay. So let's just we'll fix one, then we'll dupe it out, and that'll do it. That's a good idea. The Possum says, dude, I just found out how important oral/teeth/gum health is to overall body health. Friend had a crazy intestinal digestive illness they couldn't diagnose for the longest time. Turns out he had a gum infection that was leaking bacteria into his stomach and causing all sorts of problems. Yeah, I could have sworn Jasmine said there's some like pretty crazy stuff that can happen to you. I think you can, now I don't want to say this part because I should actually ask her. But I think she's listening to an audiobook in the living room at the moment. But you know, I could have sworn that it affects like your it can affect like your heart health and other stuff. Bad stuff can happen. And then things like if you got like a big sort of swelling and it's a bunch of pus in there, I didn't realize this was going on, but she shows me pictures and she talks about it all the time because she deals with this stuff every day. When you've got like pus built up in, you know, like an abscess in your gums or whatever, that will eat away the bone. Like it's just eating away your jawbone and stuff. And it's not like that it takes forever. It can happen relatively quickly. So yeah, some bad stuff going on if you don't take care of your teeth, man. So you guys gotta stay on top of it. We want you healthy. We want you healthy. Collector's Edition M&M going to come with a month supply of vitamin D. Hey, you know what? One of these days when we've got like full control over our merch shop, we might have to do that. Have our own M&M supplements. Jace said I had wisdom teeth removed and they did it poorly. The one socket was on the side instead of the top because of how the tooth was impacted. Had to get cadaver bone grafted to my jaw for the bone loss. Yeah, there's some wild stuff that she does with like bone grafting and like I guess growing new bone. Not, man, I don't want to misspeak on this stuff, but it's I could have sworn that they like pulverize the bone or something and then they make a new something and they put it in there and then it like I don't know, it's wild stuff. I'll ask her for more details and actually remember them. We'll talk about it in the future. Some of the stuff that she shows is pretty wild. I'm like, babe, it's dinner time. Can you walk through these fish? Yes. You can walk through the fish. They can use cadaver bone, pig bone. Yeah, I know about the pig bone. And there's artificial stuff that the bone grows back. Yes. Dragon said like the electrician getting his pecs fixed, they drilled a hole through the bone, pulled the meat through there, pinned it, and then the bone grows around it. Human body is a wild device. I guess we could test both of these out really quick and make sure they work well and then dupe it out. Server's probably restarted by now. But you can say Fat Electrician, that's his YouTube channel. I'm not making fun of anyone. I'm so conditioned. I thought you were just describing him. I'm like, I don't know that anybody, it's going to help anybody understand who it is. Fat Electrician. That's his YouTube. Too much for me, man. I like making 3D characters move and playing old games. Adam Taylor, I assumed that you at least like to make them move because of your name. And then, well, I mean, if you're in here, then maybe you, like old school games. You run, right? Have you considered trying a triathlon? I'm terrified of open swimming part. Not a fan of swimming in weird bodies of water. Bike part seems cool. Running seems cool. If I were to do anything running focused, I think the one thing that I would really enjoy trying running focused would be maybe trying, like if I wanted a big goal like a triathlon, I'd probably pick ultra marathon instead. I think that'd be cool. We haven't been running much, but we went out a few times just doing sprints, doing intervals and doing sprints, and that was actually, it was a lot of fun. But vacation, like when I had to go back to, we went back to the U.S. for my dad's funeral, came back, had a big airsoft thing, all sorts of stuff. And then we just got out of the habit before we even got in it. That's my excuse. And now it's getting cold, so we'll see. We'll see if we get more sprints in this year. I'm gonna pop back in, see if I can get into the game. And if you like camping, you can pick up rucking. Yeah, no, I when we're camping, I definitely ruck. And then this isn't official. Like I've been thinking about just doing rucking around here. You can do it without it being too hard on the knees, but like I ruck a little bit almost every other day because I always go grocery shopping with my backpack, and I fit so much shit into that backpack. It's got a nice little bit of heft to it, and you know, it's not super far to the grocery store, but it's a nice little walk back and forth regularly. I think that's helpful. But I've been debating, the problem with rucking is time. Because I'd really want to go, you know, a little bit of distance. And it would just eat up time. But I guess I could do it sometime in like early morning or something, maybe on the weekend. Maybe I'll start checking that out. Why can I not pull? What do I have that I need to? Watch, it's going to be the sub scene or something. It'd be a little bit of a bummer, but I'll live. I hear if you ruck too much, you can go blind. Goblin. Would love to do the Mont Blanc Ultra. I don't know very much about it beyond just seeing the usual sort of ultra marathon people on YouTube and stuff. The ones that are usually on Rogan, like Cameron Haynes and oh man, I'm spacing on her name. Courtney something. But it just seems interesting. Like, it just seems like an interesting challenge. Rucking around the clock. Oh, John. Courtney DeWalt, exactly. What is rucking? Rucksack, like in the military? Yeah, essentially just having a weighted pack. Mammoth Snipe Challenge. I don't know if she'd be into it, but Mammoth Sniper Challenge. Oh, and you even got a link for me. There'd have to be some training for that though. But it's interesting. Full ruck of vitamin D should be good. The Comfort Christ is a good book to read on rucking and stuff. Recommend it. It sounds super familiar, but let me open it up so I've got it for later. Embrace discomfort. Cool. I'd be shocked if Jasmine doesn't already have this on the Kindle. I'll get it. This will be one that, because we share Kindle list, so she can read all my crazy books. Have to get that. I think she'd enjoy it. John. Oh, come on. John said I knew a lady that took it up after having kids. Real mother rucker. Lasava. Hello. Beatrice, I don't think I said hi when you came in. There's sometimes when the music's playing, I'm like, this is so damn good. What is this music? I'm like, oh. Oh, did you see there's a link in our Discord? Redbeard Flynn's having another Scuffed Game Awards. And we're up there for best soundtrack, best MMO of the century, best independent MMO of the world. So be sure to get a link. You know, I don't think you're supposed to click the link every day, but apparently you can. So y'all made me decide between Eminem and Evercraft. Not cool. I mean, I think we're on there twice. You could just pick one for, you know, in the other. Best MMO dev team streamers. We weren't on that list for some reason. We need to. We're gonna have a talk with Redbeard about that. You gotta up your game. Well, that shit's not gonna happen, Dozakar. Apparently, I use too much explicit language to make the list. Best MMO vitamin D advocates? Exactly. Seems out for sure you guys stream more than most. Well, you know, maybe he's shooting for quality and not quantity. It's a subtle hint. Look at Lionel Richie over here. We got ourselves a Lionel Richie. Dude, it's called a Rossmann. It's like they sell what I don't even know how it's kind of like a CVS but without the medicine. Anyways, and I looked over when I was walking in the other day, and there's a cabinet with all their perfumes and stuff, all their colognes, and I saw Lionel Richie's picture. No, a corner store or a bodega would be a kiosk, and we got those everywhere. There's one every block. Not a convenience store. It's more of like it's got practical stuff. So there's cleaners and there's toilet paper and there's perfume and makeup and deodorant and right. It's like a CVS only without the medicine. It's no, it's not an Ace Hardware with perfume. But anyway, the Lionel Richie is it's called Hello. It's a cologne or whatever called Hello. Hello. Nice one, Bill. Hello. Oh, now I want to listen to that song. I wish it was easier to just listen to whatever you want and not run into problems with YouTube and stuff. Lame. That's me. I'm mixing up two games. Adele perfume also called Hello, but from the other side. You can tell we got a lot of parents in this community. A lot of dad jokes going on. Is there a mom joke phenomenon, or is it just dad jokes? I know the game's gonna be full of dad gamers. Of course. We know our audience. Apparently, if you isolate an audio track in OBS for your music, you can uncheck track 1 for that track, and then it won't be in the VOD. But then the VOD will be, like, very quiet. Mom jokes are a different variety. Yeah, that's true. I forgot there are mom jokes. I actually told a mom joke. It wasn't a joke. I was just being... I'll admit it wasn't a joke. I was just being mean to somebody's mom. During the eco playtest. I felt bad immediately afterwards because Hidden Tree was actually there and he oh man, so I really for this ladder I really will have to. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make collision. I'm gonna make collision for each one of these steps. Because it's not often that we do a giant area. So I really do want it to feel right. XP said I was there. No, it wasn't hilarious. It was inappropriate and unprofessional of me, and I apologize. Kinda. Yeah, being in game versus builder puts it in perspective. Yeah, it's pretty big out here. Nicodemus said, I have a hidden talent. The ability to talk in Elmer Fudd voice. When my wife is having a bad day, I can always cheer up by singing hello in his voice. True story, never fails. That was awesome. I have 2 OBS tracks for your music, one for risky DMCA, another for your safe legal music. You're getting way too sophisticated for me. There is a reason why this stream did not get nominated on the Scuff Game Awards. Because it is, it's a pretty low effort stream. I don't know if you've been here before. I appreciate it though. Chaosophy, I am not, I appreciate the effort, the help. What I'm telling you is you have good suggestions, good ideas. I am lazy and will not implement them. I would have nominated you if I knew it was an option. Hey, listen, we're not here for the kudos. We don't need awards, Zukin. What we need people's money when the time comes. We're not here for awards. We're just here for the moolah. Our award is money. Cash rules everything around us. Cream. Get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. And obviously, we're just in this for the cash. Okay, I can get through here too. Okay. Perfect. Y'all got some of them butt coins. Secret passage. Alright, this one needs a little adjustment, I think, but... And the friends you made along... Yes. That's what I meant. Not the money. The community. We're just here for the community. But then this one it's not passable. See, that does not feel good. Jace, that is what we call cold storage. Plot twist, the friends are the dollar bills. Plot twist, all my friends are called Benjamin. All my friends are named Benjamin. I'm gonna get a call from the Game Developers Guild any moment now. Sean, you're being a little too open with game development. You're not supposed to say it's just about the money. Alright, let's fix this. Because this ladder is huge. That's all I wanted to test. So we have, we need to watch. Hey, Elron, what's going on? If it were just about the money, there wouldn't be any passionate devs to exploit though. The new blood. Okay, so it's the ones on the right that we need to adjust a bit. Ready to break the servers, 15 days. Yep, hopefully everything's good to go. I don't know where we landed in the conversation earlier, but we're looking at we're upgrading to Unity 6. That may or may not be in this stress test. We'll see, but it's looking like it's probably pretty close. It's looking like it's a pretty no. It so far it hasn't been looked like a super stressful upgrade, and there are definitely some benefits to it. So that would be nice, but we'll see. Is this stress test to prepare for a longer test? Maybe. I mean, maybe if everything goes swimmingly, perfectly, then what? Maybe. Were the majority of the issues from the last stress test because of the server host? I think that was part of it, but there definitely were optimizations that needed to be done. So there is a whole slew of optimizations that are in. Excited to play, even though I'll be going hard for the fresh classic WoW. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, if it's a short play test. If you can just come in and hit us up for. Why am I going back in? Hit us up for a couple hours, and then we're good. The UI rework. I don't know how much the UI rework. Oh no, yeah. I don't. I'm going into the scene. I don't know how much the UI rework actually factors into optimization. Keith, you can speak more to that. Like Keith, you did it. But it's my understanding it's mostly network stuff, or related to network stuff, or stuff that we're feeding into the network. Like the rework that Ali did with regards to, I guess, the buff stack. It's mentioned in the latest update. So my layman understanding of what happens with some of those upgrades are essentially the sending less garbage or sending the right stuff. It helps optimize things. Be very layman. A silly topic, but how many people kind of really honestly hope that that the fight with Mike Tyson tonight? It's tonight, right? It's Friday, not Saturday. I hope. I would really love for Tyson just. You see him get smacked today? Keith said sphere of influence. Think aggro was a big culprit. It's gone through a lot of optimizations. 1 minute or less clean KO would be wonderful, but I bet it's a clown show instead. Too much money in that. Yeah, I was telling Jasmine about it because we watched a video, and I've got the feeling it's probably not going to be. So this geo is big enough that it warrants like a little bit better collision. Like a little bit tighter collision. You know what? It's weird. Every once in a while, I'll be doing something like this. I'll just be kind of doing this, and then I'll have a flashback to being an 11-year-old kid at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, playing video games on the Apple II monochrome monitors at the library on base. Before I got my Commodore 128, and man, you know what? If I had known then where I'd be today, I should have probably like studied, done better in school, spent more time reading my D&D books thoroughly, all of that stuff, and then But then I probably wouldn't be here today. So. Did I hit Control D or Control S? Control S. You should have bought Bitcoin for $2 per. That wasn't even that long ago. Is that what you did, buddy? Also, where do you live? Wrench attack. Yeah, I saw that. So yeah, I wanted a Commodore 64 really, really bad. My parents and my grandparents couldn't find one, but they found a 128D was the only one they could find at the PX, and they scraped together the money and put it on layaway for a while. Do you guys remember layaway? Did you guys have layaway? Dude, my Christmases were very much layaway events growing up. Legit. I respect the shit out of my parents for that. I had to explain layaway to Jasmine. Is there a downside to just using a mesh collider here? Chinny D, I am not an artist, so do you want to fix this for me? Should I stop what I'm doing? Oh, you know what, Chinny D? You could actually fix all this for me. Were they a catalog store? Usually like the PX. I don't know. I think the PX had Christmas catalogs. Hey, Darton. Layaway is a big part of your childhood as well, Jace? Yeah, layaway was amazing, man. Zeph, how old are you? You said, yeah, I'm dumb. I'm so dumb for being in high school instead of investing 100K in Bitcoin. No. How old are you? Are you actually in high school, or am I missing something? I can check this in. You're 35? Okay, so. Hey, Poop Maker. Can I show you around here? Basically, I don't know that everything needs it, but if I note this, would you remember? Or I can write something up. I can not do this now, and what I could do is I could just write something up and be like, hey, here, I've gianted these props in Veil of Zentar, but essentially, all of this stuff is giant, right? So I'm in here screwing around with these collision boxes, and if you just wanted to make them... Oh, you're saying when Bitcoin was super low, it was barely out of high school. It was like $10 when I first heard about it, and that was what, 2012? I mean, Chinny will just do a better job of it, to be honest. Like, yeah, it'll definitely save some time, but it'll also be accurate collision. So I've got these big fish guys here. I've got this ladder. That would be pretty cool. I think the other stuff's maybe already got it because it was scaled up by Simon. I may need a second pass because I'll probably be adding some more props. I've got like table in here. I've been using stuff like this bucket. You can... Here, I'll hop back in so I can run around and show you, maybe. But what I can also do is I can just wait until the zone's done, and then we can... Why wouldn't giants just kind of scope themselves a ramp? You mean instead of using a ladder? Yeah, Sarenth. That's the guy. I don't think the guy has them. There's also that there's a lost hard drive in the UK, I think. In some dump, somebody threw out a computer in the UK with that he had like something like 10,000 Bitcoin on in just like a wallet on his hard drive. I think they've been looking for it. He sued the dump recently. Good luck with that, I guess. Huh. How'd that go? I think the dump told him to go pound sand. Yeah, that would make sense. That part does not shock me. Xiao Xiao? Thank you for the follow. But does your game have giant ladders in it? Am I pronouncing your name? Is it correct? Is it Xiao Xiao? What are the phonetics on there? You've got such you got a nice message. You've just followed. You got a nice message. I want to mess your name up. Xiao Xiao. Awesome. Well, thank you for that. I really try with people's names. It's always funny though when I ask somebody and they're like, I have no idea. I've never said it out loud before. Like you're coming in here with a name that you've never said out loud and I'm trying desperately to get it right. Oh. Xiao Xiao said, hey, I love what you're trying to do with this game. Appreciate it. Team appreciates it. And if we're lucky, we will not just try, we will do. What's up, Dargith? What's up, Dargith, my little ray of sunshine? Welcome to chat. See you, Unchained. Thanks for popping in. What if there is a dyslexic NPC that always spelled your name wrong when you interact with it? We'd probably get in trouble for being ableist. But then we'd counter and we'd go, what? We have gnomes. Ah, shit. I'm too fast. So, Chinny, I don't know if you're still out there. I don't think we should actually make the collision work correctly in the vase. Otherwise, gnomes will get stuck in here forever. Though, it would kind of be cool if you could hop in here as a gnome and then hop out. So, this has got collision. But these don't. Do you think it'll be easiest basically when we're, when I'm done with this stuff here? So I just hit you up. I don't need it immediately. And then we could just kind of work on stuff. Because, like, the stools, the tables, you know, these guys work okay. Make the collision a little dip instead of the shape of a vase. Did you just spell it like I said it to make fun of me? A vase. Don't make fun of the way I talk. I'm not here for that. You keep making fun of the way I say vase, I'm gonna get my auntie. I see how it's gonna be. It's Friday, so you wanna. There's not gonna be a ton here. I think, Chinny. I've already done the bulk of what I need to do. Just putting in a little extra dude here, and then I can check it in, and should be pretty good, I guess. Yesterday, I spent all day staring at the database, making exciting items for you guys to find on stuff that I've added to the game. I mean, all the stats and stuff will probably have to be adjusted a couple times, but at least there'll be some loot out there for you to find. I think there's some sensual undertones to that pronunciation of Oz. Too sensual. It might just, you might be the only one feeling it. It's like that Howard Stern movie. Dargith, are you sitting on a speaker right now? Is that what's going on? I know you're a fan. How are the stats coming along? Did it have more impacts yet? I'm not 100% sure. Not my department. You need to ask in the following order: Nick, Ali, and or Jason. Are items with charges in game yet? Yeah. I'm fairly certain. Why wouldn't they be? Good question. Were they not in game before? Are there recharge mechanic? In game? Are any of those items Are any of those items getting put on the water snakes in Night Harbor? That's my main camp. Those are not my water snakes. I said Ollie, Nick, not Nicodemus, and Jason. Ping all the devs? Yes. Once we get the shark model in, we gotta put some sharks up on the hook. We'll swap these out later once we've got a shark. That'd be dope. And since this is a fishing spot, you know what these guys need? It's a fishing spot. You know what they need? They need empty barrels. Because they're giants, right? So they get like barrels of ale and barrels of rum. And these are their empty booze bottles. Empty barrels. Yes, John. Good job, John. Good job, buddy. What about snakes in place of worms? Oh, whoa. I think that maybe that's what they do. Then they need a bait bucket. They need a bait bucket. Or basket. They need a bait basket. I thought I had a basket in here. There's a basket not in here. Okay, let's find a basket. Because we've got a good basket. I need to add that to my prop palette. Bucket full of snakes. That's terrifying. They got a basket full of snakes. Because unlike worms, the snakes can actually get out. What is this? A chain? Awesome. Basket. Shorts. Closed. Then we'll just make it bigger. What's up, Nick? We were just referencing you. Somebody was asking a question. I was like, you need to ask Nick that question. Don't ask me those questions. What are you doing, Nick? Yeah, Jace was asking. Are stats doing stats thing? Need a floating bobber. As it just a prop? These have bobbers. Just pretend like it's not down in the sand there. Listen, we're not super high fidelity here. We don't. I have a fun idea for this already. This is gonna be fun. Thank you for the idea. Who said that they're using snakes for bait? Let me scroll up. Chinny D. Oh, good. Nick said, I just ate a very large hot dog at Costco and now I'm going to Walmart. Very American morning. Was it a $1.50 hot dog? Are those the large ones or are those actually more expensive? The large ones. Need a park ranger for the... Do you have a license? Hey, mate. Oi, mate. You have a license for the basket? Oh, man. $1.50 for the dog and the pop. And you know Nick is from Chicago because he called the Coke pop. My step grandfather called all the sodas pop in Alabama where I live, and like in Florida as well. I think we always call basically everything's a Coke. Everything's a Coke. What kind of Coke you want? Mountain Dew. You call it pop up there? Yeah, my mom's stepdad, pretty awesome guy. I didn't realize at the time, but he really is. He really was. He was from Wisconsin. Soda for the Northeast U.S. My wife does that and annoys the hell out of me, robot. What? Calls the Coke Coke? Or calls all soft drinks Coke? All soda is Coke. Hey, you tell your wife that I'm on her team. Oh, hey, don't take that the wrong way. TV remote, is it the flipper or the clicker? What would we call a TV remote? Y'all got the remote? It's the remote. Y'all got that? Y'all got the channel change over there? Y'all got the remote? It's called pilot in Polish. What is pilot called in Polish? Like, that's a silly question. Remote. Also pilot? That's efficiency. You guys are efficient. Decappy. Can I say, for the sake of a joke, can I say what country you live in? Or would you consider that doxing you? Of course. Okay. I was just gonna say. Then again, maybe I'll get your country wrong. What are you? If you're Polish, why are you in Norway and not Chicago? I once gave my address to a guy shit talking me in Guild Wars 2 so he could 1v1 me IRL, but he blocked me. Oh man. We had that happen a couple times at Sony where angry customers, angry players were like, I'm coming up there. We had a handful of pretty big GMs. It's easier to get to Norway than US a few years ago. Well, I mean, it is closer either way, right? How are things going? Haven't stopped in a bit. What's up? Bad Wolf, how are you doing? Things are going well, man. They keep rolling along. Rolling along. Nick said my mom called it the TV thing when we were growing up. You guys have the TV thing? That's cute. Do you guys, are you old enough to remember when the VHS remote had a cable that went all the way to the VHS? Do you guys, are you guys old enough to remember the VHS? Nice. You had a beta player. I heard beta was the superior format. It just didn't you still have your old VHS rewinder? Do you have any cassettes? First TV was a 13-inch black and white with a knob that only tuned to specific channels local to your area. Did you have to stick the pennies behind the knob to get it to where you could like unscramble the HBO? The Cinemax? My wife was just bringing up the VHS rewinder. I have no memory of it. Really? Oh, that's awesome. High fiver for knowing the best old school lore. The illegal cable box days, yeah, the descramblers, the things that you could put in the middle. No HBO back then, it was 5 channels. Oh, I hear you. I hear you. I moved from Germany to the US in 86. And dude, seeing HBO for real instead of just video cassettes of HBO was so amazing. 11-year-old me watching Fuzzy Skinamax. Exactly, Enoch. That's what I was saying. You would have to put the pennies behind the knob. You put the pennies back there, and if you twisted it just gently enough, it would kind of like start to unscramble the channel a little bit. Love watching movie trailers on the TV Guide channel on repeat. Loved it. Dude, Did you actually use the did you use the actual TV guide, like the little magazine? Like how crazy was that? You would like thumb through a magazine for the week and it would just be like, oh, this is going to be playing on Friday. What? I saw a TV guide the other day. I was just like, you saw Gladiator 2? Yeah, I don't, maybe I'll watch it if it's just not bad, but dude, why not just make a different movie name? You know, like, Gladiator didn't need a sequel. Gladiator was a fantastic movie. We watched it again the other day and it was so good. Oh, speaking of which, have you, HBO and Good, have you guys watched the Penguin series? No spoilers. Nobody spoil it. I will legit ban you. Well, maybe just boot you for a while if you spoil the Penguin for other people. But have you watched it? Is it not one of the best TV shows to come out in recent memory? Did not see that coming. Watched it, started watching it as a joke. What's it called? It's just, I think it's just Penguin? The Penguin? Yeah, it's Colin Farrell's incredible performance. Everybody in there. The performance was so good. Oh man. Dude, if you like crime and you like villains, it's good enough. Like basically if you kind of like a sort of a Breaking Bad, dude. No discussion of ending or anything like that, but let's just say the people that made that movie, and I am hypercritical of you know, modern series and series that have come out recently, and I am not enjoying TV these days, and definitely not from like, yeah, I'm just not enjoying it. I was shocked because it went from being a good series. Yeah, most of it's just straight garbage these days. Like, it went from being a good series that was shockingly good and great. It's done a great job of like lulling you into thinking, okay, well, you know, maybe this will wind up just being kind of like modern stuff where it's a little soft or whatever. It is a comic based on a comic book character. And then they just hit you with like a little bit of grit with one of the characters, the mom, amazing. Sophia, excellent acting. Everybody in there was just like, I mean, it just, yeah, I could see, you know, I'm sure there's stuff that people don't maybe don't like, but I would say if you're being objective on it. Jace, we're talking about Penguin. Compared to everything I've been seeing lately, is that the one with the penguins that dance? No, Zukin. It's the Batman villain Penguin. But you can tell by the ending they know what they're doing, because the ending basically just makes you think, okay, you know, you just kind of, yeah, you got to think about the whole season again. Dude, it's great. Yes, March of the Penguins. Go watch that. That's what we're talking about. March of the Penguins. Club Penguin. I have seen the Fallout show. Fallout show was, you know, it was good. It was, I would say, I was 70% happy with that, which is saying a lot. I like most things that Silo was a decent show too. Let me look that one up. I like most things that what's his face is in. Cletus. Silo. Show. Shane from the Shield. Fallout Grommy, the first watch through, though, I thought it was not that great. Second time watch, I actually thought it was pretty good. Maybe we'll have to watch it again at some point. It's just, don't have a ton of time for stuff like that, so, you know, to make the decision to watch something again would be, I'd definitely have to, the commitment. I'm hoping to rewatch the old Star Trek, no, sorry, Battlestar Galactica series at some point soon. Silo Season 2 premieres today. Oh, interesting. I'll have to see if it's on Plex. Cool. So we got this going on. Game of Thrones. Yeah. From on Prime. From, that's the spooky one though, right, Gollum? Is it really spooky? Like, is it actually spooky or is it just supposed to be spooky? I was wanting to see the original Battlestar Galactica series. Succession is a really good watch. I really enjoyed that. You'll hate half the characters, but that's what they're there for. And spooky and just one of those WTF is going on shows, which I enjoyed. Unpredictable, but how spooky is it? I'm not a fan of spooky anymore. I used to love spooky movies and shows and stuff. Not a fan, man. I don't need all that negative energy in my life. Not that spooky? Yeah, get more naked energy. It is Friday. You guys are on one. There may or may not be a site called Movies Joy. I can usually find it on Plex if I need it. I haven't read The Foundation actually, but the show is good. What's it about? Spooky atmosphere, not super jump scare or in your face. Definitely spooky situation theme. Like weird demonic shit. Like if I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm looking into my hallway, am I gonna think something's maybe staring at me. Be honest. Totally. Exactly. Totally could. Yeah. I don't know that I don't know that I need that really. I don't know that I need that. I've turned into a big chicken. There's just something about not liking that sort of energy anymore. And the thing is, I wake up every single night. I wake up. Yeah, I am a chicken, Dargus. I don't need that. I don't need. I don't need pulling them demons into this world to stare at me while I'm trying to sleep. Um, I'll own it. I used to love. I used to love horror movies and all that stuff, but not these days. um, yeah, like cosmic horror is good. Annihilation, the movie, or Annihilation is, or was it a show? Are you talking about Annihilation? Is that that was the one with? Okay, here I'm gonna disagree with you. I thought Annihilation was a good concept. I think it was a pretty movie. I think it could have been a good movie. I think the casting was completely wrong for the movie. So Foundation is about a guy who uses math to predict future events, which the current galactic emperor disapproves of because it shows his downfall. Fun ensues. I can try it. I'll try it. I don't know that I'm gonna like it though. Foundation show. Not shot. Show. Show. The Y Files. We do watch the Y Files pretty regularly. I even bought for, was it for Christmas last year or was it for her birthday? I think maybe it was Christmas. I bought Jasmine the Hecklefish card game. The last spooky show that I enjoyed that I feel is underrated. Have you guys seen Castle Rock? Supernatural was a fun show for Jasmine's mom's actually in the Supernatural fan club, and she recently went to a Supernatural convention in Cologne. You've never seen Castle Rock, Enoch? Do you like Stephen King? I mean, not the person on Twitter, but like the the book. Started watching Doctor Who again with your girlfriend, Jasmine. Oh, we need to get back into some Doctor Who. We got a bunch of the DVDs when the video store closed down here. We bought like 4 seasons, 5 seasons. Yeah. So if you like Stephen King book, you've got to watch Castle Rock both seasons. I don't know why they haven't just done like 5 seasons. So I would say Castle Rock season 1 and 2 are, they've got to be they've got to be in the top, easily in the top 10 Stephen King uh what would you say, like, um I'm losing my English, video. the like essentially movie or series or whatever. It's up there. It really well done, very well acted, and if you're a fan of the books, you'll find all sorts of interesting like tie-ins and stuff. It's really cool. Sarenth, be safe, picking up your spawn. Have a great weekend, and thanks for popping in. Have they done a stand series? That would be dope. They've done at least 2, I think. Uh, they've done at least 2, and I'm not sure. I think both of them were not good. It's hard to do. I like the stand should just be done as a solid like HBO. They're worth checking out. I mean, but they should be like solid HBO. All of us that actually enjoy Stephen King books and not Stephen King Twitter. It What would you do for an excellently made Dark Tower series? I think they could easily do. I mean, they could probably do 2 seasons a book, maybe. None of this Matthew McConaughey shit, right? Like, though they should get him back in there. I'm Randall Flagg. All right, all right, all right. Hey, you know we're rolling this? Be better if you did. Was it? Be cooler if you did. Anyway, the trailer to Jackal and know it was someone D Loves Pudding just told me about the Jackal show, and I read the this is what it's about, and I had to tell him I don't think I'm gonna be able to watch it, um but the Jackal movie was one that I've been wanting to watch recently. It was on my list of things to watch sometime soon. That's the thing about these apocalyptic chicks. That's funny. They keep getting older, but I stay the same age. Yeah, the Jackal is Bruce Willis. Jack Black? Is he in either property that we're talking about right now? Really, Jack Black? All right, we're definitely gonna have. Jack Black. It's hard for me to not picture him as the exact same character in every movie right now. Oh, you know what? Okay, makes sense. But yeah. So he just plays the same dude these days. I don't know if Jasmine's seen Tropic Thunder. I'm just a man playing a man. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. That's it. Dobstain, do you realize that I can't get it? I'm not a quote person. I can't fucking I couldn't quote to save my life. So it's not a fail. It's normal. It's normal. I would love to be able to quote. It's iconic though. As much as the gladiator naming scene. Yeah, well, I don't know what to tell you. I hate to burst you. I hate to know that you're disappointed in me. I really do. But it's just it is. Now Keith. Dude, I hope he wins tonight. Dude, nothing was you're saying college classes just reciting what other people before you said? Plenty of practice. I didn't go to college. Well, I went to 3 colleges. I did not stay in college for very long. I dropped out 3 times. I am undisciplined. All right, Enoch. Take care. Look for Castle Rock. If you watch Castle Rock, I think you're going to appreciate the recommend. I'll watch. Okay, I'll take a look at Silo. I've got it up to remind me. If you're recommending it, I believe it. I don't think you'd BS me on this. My wife and I started watching Yellowstone, but now that we heard how they are going in later seasons, we stopped. It was one of those series that we started and thought we were going to have fun with it. I think we started it when we were on vacation. My mom was watching or something. I was like, oh, this is pretty good. As it progressed, I was just like, yeah, I'm over it. I'm good. It's just that way with a lot of stuff, man. That's not even why I stopped watching. I just characters, plot lines, acting. I just kind of go. All right. And certain characters are just so. I'm like, oh, I'm so over her. What's up, Justin Beard? Haven't bothered with the Witcher's latest season. No. I enjoyed season 1. Season 2 was kind of like, all right. And then yeah. Is it Cavill or Cavell? Cavell. For whatever reason, I want to say Cavell, but it's Cavill, huh? Anyways. I'm a fan. Legit guy. Good guy. Likes MMOs, by the way, just saying. You think he'd be into our style of MMO? You never know. He might be legit enough. Is he legit enough to like this? Maybe. Justin Beard said, I just started playing Skyrim. Cannot believe how good the 2K textures look. Have you ever played it before? Okay, it's like 7 or 8 years ago. Hardest part is getting the game in front of him. I don't know that that's necessarily the hard part. Can make that happen, but just curious if you would, you never know. Little like Robin Williams playing EverQuest. At least that was the rumor. Highly recommend reading The Witcher short stories if you haven't. Oh, fair point. You know what? Maybe I'll recommend that to Jasmine to read. She was looking for some fantasy to read. Don't let me forget that, Commodore. Has she gone down the smut rabbit hole yet? Tupac. That's my wife you're talking about. I know. I was about to make a joke about it. Of course she has. No, we discussed it, and it's just it's also poorly written. Oh wait, I think she tried some book and she was like, "This was just a waste of time." I in a previous relationship we bought 50 Shades of Grey to read out loud. Thought it would be funny, and started reading, and it was so poorly written that I felt like I couldn't read it. I was just like, because it was like written at a, it was, it's hard to describe. It was so poorly written. It's like the writing of a child. So it was just, we didn't, yeah, it didn't get very far. Like by not very far, I think it was a couple pages. It was just like, well, this is just ridiculous. The version read by Gilbert Godfrey is rest in peace, Gilbert. Thank you. Thank you for your art. Gilbert did die, right? Didn't he die? Yeah. Bummer. I mean, Norm, Gilbert, sad stuff. Is Tinkering going to be in Game for Gnomes? Probably. Norm would have just had a field day this year, I think. God was like, Norm, we can't do that to him. You're gonna have to come up before this kicks off. You'll literally break people's brains. Can you make a can you tinker a gnomish vaping device? Oh, I don't think so, buddy. Horseless wagons? Oh, you'll have to wait until the game's been out for a couple years for us to jump that shark. Tupac Shakur asked, how hard is it for giants to get back up off the ground if they have to sleep on it? And will we get full animation and old man sounds of them getting up? No and no. Well, that's huge. A giant's footlocker. You have a funny Skyrim story. I fell into a pit and I couldn't get out. Then I realized it wasn't just a name. Explain that one to me, guys, because I'm bad at this. Justin Beer, what do you mean? Yeah, because it was a dungeon called A Sightless Pit. And then you jumped into it. Or you entered... I'm confused. Justin. I'm confused. Yeah, I didn't realize until I got there that it was literally a pit. I couldn't get out, so I had to go forward. It was pretty much a nightmare, but it was fun. Oh, nice. Sometimes I sound like my mom. I'm like, oh, that's nice. That's nice, Justin. In a pit, really. Couldn't get out. But did you have fun? Okay. Well, that's all that matters. Um... 04 Mach 1 says, Robot, are there other classes yet to be revealed for M&M that are planned, or any plans on increasing the amount before launch? Nope and nope. Hashpipe, what's going on? I was just curious what that was. Things are good with me, buddy. Hopefully things are good with you. Pretty stoked that the race class options already available. Planned. There's so much. Yeah, I feel like we're gonna be going live with a nice amount. And the work on them so far has been really good. Keith asked, 04 Mach 1, is there a specific class you're looking for? Yeah, is there something that's not on our list that would tickle your fancy a bit more? Hashpipe said, me and Ron are rolling new tunes on P99 Thanksgiving week. If you find yourself free time, though I doubt you'll have any. Green or blue? Green still, right? Or are you on blue? But I thought you were on green. Excuse me. Wolf. Okay. Ping me. You never know. I've got the feeling I'll just be working as usual, but You never know. Group of my friends mentioned that there seems to be a lack of tanks that aren't knights, as well as no warlock or berserker class. Fair enough. I think that's fair. I think that's fair feedback. Couldn't argue with that. Well, you never know. You never know. Once we're in early access, if things are going great with the classes that we have and we feel like there's a gap, then nothing prevents us from adding classes, I guess. And nothing, just like nothing prevents us from, you know, potentially adding races later, but I'm trying to think what else I would want to put in here. Let's see. I was gonna say something earlier. Calvin said, I like the idea of a ritualist or more generic, less elemental summoner could be cool, just in terms of fantasy, not like filling gameplay rules. What would you be summoning that is not elemental in that? A father figure? Elementalist, not dancer. Goblin just wants to summon more goblins. Fair. Lord of the Rings Online Captain class. Always liked arcane golem pet motifs, like animating constructs and stuff. Not really summoning, but still mage-like stuff. Interesting. Dargith. Oops, this is the wrong thing as well. Not that. Even giants have desktop succulents. Well, they're good vitamins. They're good vitamins. Oh, 4 Mach 1, thank you for a follow. Hey, Liz Biscuits, what's going on? Had a long stream today. Got 24 people. Thanks for a raid. But felt best to keep going. Super pumped for the 28th. What's on the 28th? Or for the 28th person? What is on? What are you talking about? What? Stress test is the 30th, not the 28th. Really? It should be the 30th. Yeah, that's what I was curious. I was worried maybe there was a mix up. There's a confusion. Nice. Cool, you had a big stream today, though. That's nice. Kind of want this thing to be laying on its side. They're just clumsily laying shit around, throwing it around. If you're placing these props, you should make sure there's a tiny bit of geo-clipping on everything just to trigger Zukin. That is a beautiful suggestion. Thank you. Because Lord knows, what I like best in life is a triggered Zukin. Poor Zukin, just picking on him. Viper494, thank you for the follow. You gotta be nice to Zukins, man. And Chinny D'll have to come back and fix all my prop crap. Does the tool not have a surface snap? It does. Unfortunately, because these props are typically so small, I don't think I've ever paid attention to how they're set up. They haven't been used very much. And it snaps right down to the middle. Unless I'm just doing something wrong. Could be I'm doing something wrong, homie. You think I'm some sort of art spurt? I ain't no art spurt. Oh, obviously because I'm putting all of these props in the wrong area. So I'm clearly not an art spurt. Let me put them in the correct subscene before I get in trouble. Oh my gosh. Let's grab these one at a time. Let's see what needs to be moved. I may just need to change the pivot point. Looks like it's on center now. Oh, it is actually. Ah, good point. Maybe that'll work. I was wondering if it's something that silly. Save. Do I need to change its pivot point or do I need to change the setting here? So if I go to pivot and then... Oh. Thank you, Keith, for making life better. And then Tupac, thank you for asking the question that led to Keith making life better. We play, so we were gonna play test, and we played test on Wednesday. There was a topic that I was gonna hit, but we're kind of running out of time. But I guess in here, yeah. All right, you guys want to do that for the last 30 minutes? I thought I was. Oh, I was fixing this shit. Let me fix this. Let me hit save, and then we can have the discussion. And I'll be honest, the reason why I ended up not bringing it up on stream so far is I actually wound up having that discussion earlier today, and was maybe going to sneak and not bring it up, and then see if Superbits and Bob posted our discussion, and then I would, once I was out, then we could discuss again. But let me, can I grab this? Hold on, let's see. See if it gives me, if it yells at me again. Nope, alright. No. Okay, and that happened because I did not set the parent correctly. And then here, let's save that scene. Cool. All right. I learned something new. I mean, it's always nice when you guys point stuff like that out. I mean, that's basically how I learned Blender, and then in Unity shit was just from you guys telling me which buttons to push. All right, so I think we'll just do it kind of informally. It's like 10:30 now. I'm not gonna like swap up the screens or whatever. What I may do is in the background, I guess, if we wanted some nice ambiance, I could switch to. I could hop into game and just have that kind of doing its thing in the background. Okay. Oh man, I gotta get Buckaroo Banzai and Howard the Duck on Plex. I loved those when I was young. Mr. Big Booty. It's such a good movie. I mean, I remember it as being kind of a crap movie, but also a lot of fun. but I think that's enough to qualify as a good movie. Excuse me. All right. So for like the next 30 minutes, we'll discuss this. If there's 30 minutes worth of discussion to have, to be honest, you guys may not feel there's a lot to add or, excuse me, discuss or whatever. So we'll see. Yeah, one of the things I was going to discuss, and we'll have the discussion again, maybe with a bit more time, and can bring up like the whiteboard and we can take notes or whatever. But let's see how this discussion goes, and then we'll go from there. I'm just waiting for this to go full screen. My machine's not having it. Not seeing game. Wow, it's just like it, dude. It does not like rendering this, and it's not supposed to be this anyway. What makes a classic MMO? Was the topic? Because the term gets used, right? Like we use it, other people use it. So what in your mind makes a classic MMO classic? Auto attack. All right. All right, done. RPG rules and auto attack. We're good. Got to use your brain. Grinding. Camps. Drug bud. I haven't seen that name in here, I don't think, but I appreciate it. Should I be writing this stuff down? Should I do like a little... Should I do a little, like mind map kind of thing, or... Make the screen bigger since you guys are starting to talk some? Alright, so not having arrows above NPCs' heads or markings on the mini-map. 04 mocks. Do I see, should I just say mocks? Should I say 04 mocks? Should I say mock 1? Decappy said the game doesn't revolve around rushing to in-game in under a day, just a raid log. Nonal says reward versus penalty. I'm scrolling back up for a second. Jace says not eschewing conventional fantasy in the name of defeating the Holy Trinity or making classes zany names to be edgy and cool. That's classic. Goblin asked, do I get a say having not played EQ, or will my opinion be weighed less? It may be weighed less if your opinion is silly. But I mean, you played Classic WoW. I think you get a say if you're off base. So I mean, you know, like I said before, we can push back a little bit on some stuff, but your opinion's valid, buddy. Named mobs and dungeons to camp. I miss those days. Drugbud said. The constant 56k style disconnect is not an eligible answer. No gotcha elements. All right. Sandbox feel. You gotta expand on that. What is sandboxy? Define sandbox. Nick says consequence. Paying the piper. Weird death mechanics, Darius says. You'll have to expand on that. Focus on immersion, living in the world. Tech Writer says, I could use your name, but then should people get used to your name, Eric? Slow pace, lots of unknowns, not a lot of help. Thank you, Possum. Thadvik says, for classic rock, it stands the test of time and it's still good after a long time. Fair. Darius says, Meridian 59 is a good example for weird death mechanics. Dargith mentioned a focus on social gameplay, a multiplayer experience, not just a lobby system. A focus on, but not, it's not mandated, right? Viper494 says lower scale adventures and where the community know each other well on each server. Mach 1 is fine, cool. Liz Biscuits says having to work for stuff, picking out spells and skills to buy because you can't afford everything at all levels. Nice. Jace hits us with classes fill different niches, not requiring perfect balance that requires, or that makes everything feel samey. Nick said little to no class homogenization. Goblin hasn't played EQ. Goblin, he's our youngster on the team. He's a younger member. Potato graphics. Is that that's a requirement for it to be a classic game? Goblin said social fabric weaved and considered in every design decision. I mean, ideally, maybe. Ideally. That's a lot of design thinking, though. Items have downsides and are memorable. You don't fight gods in more modern MMOs? Gimmicker said, oh, neat, Sandgiant in the background. I didn't see him last time I played. I don't think they were in last time you played. This area is pretty new. Liz Biscuit says, feeling genuine fear when some mega bad boss type mob spots you. Or honestly, I would say in Classic, feeling genuine fear when some relatively average mob spots you, but you're not, for whatever reason, you're not there with someone that can help you. Maybe you're a class that doesn't solo very well at all. Your invis just broke. Fishgut says, real consequences for your choices. Death, experience, loss, corpse recovery time, etc. teaches you to invest in really being thoughtful about what you do and not just Leroy Jenkins everything. Yeah. Classic means making the game you want, not the game made to please investors. XP. But I don't know. It may help you make a classic game, but I don't, because you could do that with a game and have it not be classic. Dargis says potato graphics are required. Okay, well, there you go. Goblin, Zukin, artist, you are dismissed. We had it right originally before we brought you on the team. Revert the art. Bring back PHB bulletin board forums with rants and flame section. Brings out the best stories. Ruger, no. Oh, I hate forums. I'm so uninterested in forums. But then again, I'm only speaking for me, not the team. I'm sure everybody else on the team likes it. Enough challenge. Enough challenge to power players, but not overly challenging and turn away casual. Tupac, thank you. Liz says, not having a full set of stat gear, having followed the tutorial / first quest. Okay, so don't get like fully statted out just from your initial quest. Is how I read that. Decampy says you fight so many gods, you forget what you actually fight, and then a new expansion rolls out and you're back to hitting boars. Is that classic? Should we keep that in mind? Nick said less emphasis on individual performance metrics like ladder rating and DPS / heal meters. for sure. Gameplay that enables playmaking moments, feeling you really came in clutch with tanking heals, etc. That was from Jace. Liz says, a character you really care for and don't feel like you're just shaman number 23. Not being able to afford new spells when you hit the right level to finally buy them. Liz, I think, said that as well, Viper. I like that multiple people kind of hit on that. Low action per minute, high button importance. Sandwich combat. Yes, Goblin. All right, so Nicodemus says Sandbox, a world environment where the stage is set, the enemies placed, and it is the players who write their own stories and adventures instead of the player participating in the story written for them by the author. So, in the last week, Super Bits and Bob has had 2 videos. In the second half of the first video I watched, he kind of hit on this, and then in the newest video, he hit on this more. And then he and I had a discussion this afternoon for a few hours actually, and his comments on Classic and / Sandbox I thought were actually pretty decent, because it was getting into how much the game doesn't force you to play a certain way, right? Like, you know, the obvious one is seeing a Chevron mob versus a 3 Chevron mob, and they're both like deer, but now you know that the expectation is I'm going to play this deer a certain, like I need a group in order to attack this deer, versus the other deer could maybe be soloable or whatever. You know, level limits on things. He mentioned level limits on you know, adventure level limits being required before you could continue to increase in trade skilling, right? So the various things that are very like play the game this way. That looking at that as Sandbox as opposed to, you know, sort of the user-generated content definition of sandbox games, I thought was interesting. I think Nick's hitting on this right here as well. Less focus on gimmicky systems and content with guardrails, more focus on content creating a sense of place and immersion. Yep. And that opportunity for like emergent situations. Like I used the description. Nick, I thought you were there that day, but maybe you weren't there. We were on P99 in like a low level group, and there were no healers, and it was like basically all melee. I think maybe I was there in a group with my necro, and it was the rest were melee. But it was like one of those bandage groups in like Unrest, where we're just like bandaging each other after combat. And it was just like, all right, but we still kind of got by for a while. It was just kind of funny, the weird group comps that come up, and you're still able to play, or being able to solo a bit, or then definitely duo, but then, you know, and it's just kind of like depending on how much you want to risk it, sneaking into weird places and setting up camp. Anyway, which is so much different than you can only enter this instance if you have the correct number of players and the right comp. Mach 1 says, classic MMOs have varied reasons to mix both new and high-level players in zones, bringing the chance for a younger player to see a more experienced player and the coolness they can become. New MMOs, it's all streamlined, and high-level players usually have no reason to go back to newer areas. Or go back to the newbie areas, right? Like older areas. Fishgut says, a constant pull to come back and achieve one more goal. Steady rewards for levels, better spells, better items. Able to explore more difficult areas. Pace in a way to balance the steady rewards with steady efforts. And also, I think, you know, that ability as a low-level player, if somebody gives you an invis, you can go wherever you want until your invis breaks, right? For the most part. Like, it's funny the weird places you could get. Just run out there and do it. Hey, Death by Gnomes. Liz says goals you can set yourself, such as Sorry, I scrolled and then I lost it. Such as getting a rare drop or raising faction with something. And do you feel that's missing in more modern games, non-classic? Consequences to not knowing how to play your class and its role in group play. Possible. I would say that's even more an issue in more modern MMOs, right? Because they're watching your meters and all that shit, and you'll get booted. Tired of being the chosen one all the time? Agreed, Eric. Darius says, thinking about characters as tanks, healers, CC is not really classic. I think they made the classes originally to emulate pen and paper RPGs, older CRPGs, pullers, tanks, etc. came as a result of emergent gameplay. Fair. Though I think the classic MMOs still evolved into the Holy Trinity pretty quickly, even if, you know, or the Holy Quadruped. Even if it wasn't originally intended, but Fishgut says, rewarding working together. Classes don't all have to be equal in all ways, but they should be complemented groups in unique ways. I still think there's just a lot of value in the fact that you can snap together so many weird ass like group configurations and still get stuff done. Is, you know, you can be creative. I feel like old MMOs had worlds designed in them where you were dropped in the middle of it and wish luck, and new ones have levels that are planned from A to Z. Yeah, I definitely think there was more of an emphasis on, you know, because Decappy, it was like everybody's reading Bartle's, you know, designing virtual worlds. There was a lot more discussion of MMOs as potentially being virtual worlds, and it was funny. EverQuest kind of caught shit from the Star Wars Galaxy guys because it wasn't, you know, it wasn't as enough of a sandbox and it wasn't a virtual world. But then on the flip side, it's not super gamey and like moving towards that gamier, more polished, sort of linear theme park approach that we saw then, you know, with WoW and beyond. So it's kind of a interesting stepchild in the middle, but maybe we'll see. Maybe there is something to that formula where you're bridging both and really leaning a bit more to, while having the goals and the fun of something that is I think you know, it's got content, it's got points of interest, it's got rares and big things to kill and all that stuff. It's still maintaining that sandboxy feel, not necessarily dictating how those things need to get done. Also, classic MMOs had a lot more GM events and smaller GM quests. It was fun when GMs would actually come in and run an event, right? Goblin says race diversity, being able to pick up a race and fulfill that fantasy, good, evil. In-world grudges, the feeling that racial identity from players and player actions, RP is good. Yeah. Working for achievements, whether it's faction with someone that you didn't like or doing a long and difficult class quest, not achievements being set for you by Steam or other achievement lists. Right on, Dozakar. Ruger, did I read this one already? One of the things Vanguard and EQ did right was epic long quest chains with unique rewards. After this, we get Sean to Steelman, the modern MMO. Well, which version? I mean, they're not hard to Steelman, right? Broadly popular, make a shitload of money. Or am I not understanding the assignment? High-level players having time for random players they come across, stopping to buff lobbies or even going to lower areas to buff people. Yeah, not being able to buff people is one of those examples that came up on Bob's like discussions, right? Again, it's kind of like, yeah, but we don't want you to break the game. Same thing with a level restriction or level requirements on items. Lisava, we are. We're doing a short version of it, but I mean, it's turned out that this is dense. There's a ton of interesting stuff in here. But maybe we'll do an expanded version of it in like the usual brainstorming way where we write it down. Maybe we'll do that soon. Let's see. The Quadrinity. Yeah, Justin Beard. Maybe that's the better name for it. Jay says Guild Wars 2 style, trying not to have a holy trinity and everyone having self-heals and utility was a cool idea, but it makes group play a little, I don't know, less reliant on one another. Yeah. Not balancing classes perfectly because certain utility is hard to measure. Some abilities are kind of iconic of this or that class and can create weird group comps like Pet Party, kiting with Ranger, Bard, Druid, or some other oddball things. I mean, how much did you guys enjoy like just doing that to do that? Like just doing some weird combos. Is that something that any of you actually did where it's like, hey, let's get together and just try this shit out just for fun? Games that make us wish we were younger and didn't have jobs. Well, if you get old enough, you won't have a job either. We'll be here for your retirement. You can know life when you're young, and then you can know life when you're retired. That's what we're here for. Not being able to buff people because all buffs are made into like 5 to 10 second click rotations for the whack-a-mole gameplay is not classic. Yes. I enjoy these sessions as well, Nicodemus. Lasava said, I agree with the previous comment, where a classic MMO is a world that you're dropped into, no set path success, choose your own adventure, you're given a system to make or break as you see fit. Hey, here's a question. We've discussed potentially trying out pushing the newbie quest back until you're like level 2 or 3 or something like that. Not let you start them until then. Tell you to come back. What do you think about that? Possum says I don't hate it. Dozakar says I think it's a good idea. While you guys are responding, I'm going to look at Mach 1 says social entanglement for better or worse. Yeah, and there will be some worse. Dungeon finders, raid finders, streamline finding people for content, but takes away from the social outreach and bonds that can create. Especially when there are server hops involved, especially there. I think we can provide better, not dungeon finder or raid finder, but better LFG and social tools. And still, leave it on you to do the work to meet up and all that stuff. Make character reputation matter. MMOs have become so distant. No one needs to stand. No one needs to account for their actions. Yeah, Dobbs. The being very opaque is a classic. Not knowing everything is hard to simulate that in new MMO where everything is shared so easily, though. But I think there's. I mean, not saying that people aren't going to be able to get information posted and stuff, but I think there's a general. There's some things we could do to lean into that a little bit better. Fishgut says, I did not intentionally build weird groups, but they would organically occur sometimes, and they were a lot of fun, even recent. Yeah, right? Like, it would just happen because people aren't on, or you're in a zone where there aren't a lot of folks or whatever, and you're like, I want to get together and kind of do this anyway. Yeah, sure. Well, let's try this until a tank actually shows up or whatever. Said even recently we had a healer group in Wormsbane. It was entertaining to try and make it work. Nice. The Sava says, I mean, that would introduce the main gameplay loop all the faster to new players. Majority of your leveling is going to be killing mobs. Hey, Dentron. Yeah, I don't know that it's I don't know that's a bad idea. It's come up a couple times, and yeah, I think I think it's worthwhile. I think it's worthwhile. We'll talk about it in Slack again, but I think it's worthwhile. Though some adjustments need to be made, but I think it'll be worthwhile. Gullum says, I think it'd be good. Friends are not used to classic MMOs, didn't like it in Lost City, and since they're used to MMOs guiding them, they thought the quest was the quest is the first thing they should do. Okay. It may not be the best impression of them getting lost. Yep. Wallaby says, I'd prefer to keep the newbie quest right away. Personally, it gives a gentle nudge of what to do. But see above, I think that nudge is it kind of it screws with people a little bit. I think that idea of you come in, they're like, hey, good, you're here, welcome, go take a look around, and then come back later. And, you know, maybe have the NPC, similar to guards or whatever, do a good job of, like, if you ask questions, where do I find this? Where do I buy food? That kind of stuff. Then they send you on your way. But we'll take a look at it. I think it would kind of suck for new players. Spawn in for the first time, check note, struggle to find your guild, and just be told you're too weak. Well, I mean, it would be said a little more politely than that, Lemon. We could make it feel like, hey, you know, thank you for being here. Now you know how to find us, but for now, get acquainted with, go look around, and come back a little bit later. Refugee camp that funnels new characters to a newbie daycare area until their level you want them to start class quest. Oh, see, funnel is a scary word. We gotta catch up. There's some long ones in here. Starting newbie quest later could be good if you have to make sure, but you have to make sure you present that up front in a big way, since many MMO players have been trained into expecting it at level 1. If you're put in a spot that you could even make it to the new quest spot, you can't even make it to the new quest spot until tier 3 it could work. I don't know. Liz said, enjoyed spectacular time when EQ did mob play and some dude got to be a bear and took on the world. Project M, play as a monster. Fishgut says, I did like that early EQ did not feel like a mad rush to power level. There was interesting content at most levels, and it was fun to spend a chunk of time in various zones to learn them, acquire various unique items all from those areas, all the way from Black Bro to Plane of Fear. Yeah, that's absolutely part of it. There should be some welcome, but not necessarily go do X for me. So like register with the guards for protection. And it gives you a faction hit from neutral to favorable stuff. Zukin says, I think it would be cool to have the note turn in and get a newbie chest at least for the newbie quest. That way people know where their guild is and you get a shard identifying you to others. It'd be some rewriting of some of the quests, but if it's something that we felt strongly about. We could discuss it. Just even a colored shirt. Do we have colored shirts that we could use? Because they would go underneath the chest pieces and stuff. Yeah, I mean there are people out there that enjoyed the quests. That not everybody got confused or hated them, but I was just wondering if this might be might help some of the other folks. Chip says I also like them as they stand. So you mean just coming in and immediately being sent on the quest instead of having to level a level or two? Galvin says it treated him as a person with intelligence and autonomy. He didn't want to just kill things, and he seemed to like that. Agree with Chip, no change. So that's two folks on the team saying no change. Hopefully both of those. Oh, so three folks. So 3 people on the team don't want to change the way it is. All right. Well, then I don't want to hear a bunch of feedback from any of you 3 talking about. But if you could just make this better. I know they're not mutually exclusive, but I will absolutely use that as an opportunity to not touch those effing quests anymore. Frickin' John. Do you know how many books of feedback John NS has written on those quests over, like, when they went in? Is there a way to do both? I wonder. Is there a way for you to turn in your first, you turn in your newbie item, and the first person in the chain says, listen, if you're one of those people that doesn't have patience for this type of shit and you're just going to complain and get pissed off when you get lost, then just go do something else for a few levels. Put this, I'm giving you this item, put it in the bank. Just put it in the bank. Go do something else. If you're not going to get a lot of experience from this quest. It's more of just an interesting thing for you to do because you're new here. So if you want to just put this in the bank, go kill some rats and shit. Like just do that, right? Because if you come back here, listen, I might be an NPC, but I'm watching OOC, and I know people who have Discord. And if you're just going to piss and moan about me wasting your time sending you around town to do stuff and not appreciate the opportunity I'm putting before you, young bard, then I tell you what, don't do it. Come back later. Come back later. So I will add that to, I'll try to keep it within the 4th wall even. I don't think I used any terms that break the 4th wall. He's on the passive aggressive disposition system is really cool. Chip, what will it take to get that in ASAP? I'd like the hell of that. Put it in ye old English. I'll run it through the old English filter. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough one. I'm personally, I'm happy with the idea of postponing it a couple levels. Just because I think you'll still get the benefit. You know, we'll up some of the requirements level wise or whatever, and a little bit of experience. Or what if you have the node drop off mobs instead of being in inventory by default? Well, the original joke for like how should you start the game was we never did it, but the original thing was that there was no newbie note. There's no newbie note. You start with 0 items. You are facing the city, but you're in the adjacent zone. And you have to, well, first of all, you have to not turn around and not go to the city. You have to go towards the city, zone in, then you have to make it through the newbie yard alive. And then you've got to figure out, like, because you're probably starving and you're probably thirsty. And so then you've got to figure out that you need to buy food. So if you postpone it, you could also allow people to be level 1 adventurers for it. Nah, we would. I don't think we'd ever want to go that route, especially not at this point. But I know what you mean. Gimmicker says, to be honest, you meet your class trainer, you run out and gain a few levels, and then come back to get spells abilities. Give out the quest then. Let the NPCs treat the player with autonomy and intelligence, maybe a bit of diversion if it fits their personality. I know Druid already gets a free tunic when they turn into no. Everyone else should get something like that initially, at least. Yeah, I mean the classes. I would say, I don't know. I implemented probably, I think 2/3 of them. And the thought was just different classes feel different, right? Like some class, yeah, you get a druid right out of the gate. Other class, you run around like the. Just didn't want it to feel cookie cutter. So maybe that's not the right way to do it. And the different classes do different things, right? So some people get sent places, and this is the sort of bullshit psychology that went into it. Was the idea was some people are learning about where different things are in the city. Some people are learning how mud actions work. Some people are just going and killing stuff. And the thought was that kind of distributes a little bit of knowledge of not everything, but a lot of different things within the community, but doesn't try to teach each person everything, which would get kind of and they're not all the like basically they're just not meant to be the same. So that was the thought. It was like, because then if someone's like, I can't find shit, then maybe somebody else in OOC will be like, well, I know where shit is, but I didn't know about this other thing, right? So and so I've seen it, like people that have done like the fighter quest will talk about the mud actions, and some of the bards and other folks will mention where they have seen stuff before. So yeah, that was a thought. Don't necessarily know if, partially because I thought that might be cool, and it's partially because I'm just so scattered brained. I'm the most. I will do. You could have me do work in a factory, and if I had to make assemble a widget 1,000 times, I guess I could probably do that. But I'd probably find some way to do it different, at least once or twice, right? Like I'm super inconsistent. So writing a quest framework and then implementing all quests in the same way would just drive me insane. It would feel so weird. Might as well just have GPT do it. So they're all a little different. Horribly unbalanced. But again, I think we said earlier, Classic is not a focus on balance. Lasava said, BarQuest most definitely taught me to lay out the city. Hopefully it taught you that in under a session. I know some people got out there and got lost and shit. The whole idea of you getting the speed buff was if you did the quest right, you could get around pretty quickly. And then quest got the rogues got to do some interesting stuff just because I mean they're rogues and I was feeling silly that week. Jay said being grouped up with a bunch of other lobies, also chatting about their starter quests while they're doing them. Oh, you did that? Cool. Had a great first quest when Inquisitor, a stranger, and I tracked the Eastamites and showed each other where they went. Nice. No, that was Inquisitor. Enchanter lobby quest taught me how to get lost in the city when I would inevitably get lost over and over. Yeah, a few people got like lost with Enchanter and with Bard. So sorry guys. Hey Swanee. All right, it is 11:15. I have not seen Jasmine a lot this week, so if she's still awake, I'll probably say hi to her for a few minutes, check some news, and then head to bed. But I will be back here on Wednesday. Those of you that did not realize it and are not in our Discord, first of all, you should be in our Discord. But I know some of you don't like technology or whatever. So that's fine. But if you're not in our Discord, you probably did not see we are having a stress test on the 30th. I'll try to get. I mean, if you're on Twitter, if you're on social media, Nick's got that fired out. So the and then we'll post something maybe on like our YouTube little community thingy or whatever. We'll get the word out some other places. But for those of you that are watching this or listening right now, 30th stress test, and then if that goes well, we'll see it from there. Yes, Nick just posted. Please vote for us in 4 categories we've been nominated for in the Scuff Game Awards. There's a link right there. Grab the link before you leave. We've got like best soundtrack and best MMO of the century and a few other cool categories. So go there and vote, and then you could always check back the next day and see if you could vote again maybe. Gimmicker says, please start posting a Blue Sky. Twitter/X is dying in a cesspool. Now we'll keep our Twitter account. Is Stephen King on Blue Sky now? Let's see. Every time I got to vote, he's on Threads. Right on. Well, those other platforms do need more people. Let's see. Right on. All right. Did you grab a Blue Sky account for us though, just in case? All right, just in case. Cool. I think that's it then. Jack of Trays, thanks for being here. We'll say goodnight now, and then I will see you guys on Wednesday. Thanks for the participation. Last 30-40 minutes was fun. Yeah, Nick's the one dealing with all the social media stuff, so I don't even have to Don't even have to see it. Later, Swanee. Good night, Lasala. Thanks for being here. Yeah, everybody have a great weekend. Fingers crossed for Mike Tyson tonight. Darius, see ya. Keith, later. Eric, take care. Viper, thanks for being here. Thanks again for the follow. Dozakar, have a good one. Chili Sauce. Nick, Kumadar, good night. Citizen DJ, bye-bye. Mach 1, good to meet you. Thanks again for the follow. See ya. Viro, take care. Liz Biscuits, have a great one. Congrats again on a big stream. That sounds fun. May have to check the VOD. Chat Solo, see ya. Dadvic, Jace, Nicodemus, y'all take care. John, Justin Beard. Yep, Justin, be here Wednesday. Zukin. See you, buddy. John. Jace, did I say goodnight? Dadvic? Anyways, John NS. See you in Slack. Later, Fuller, EQ. All right. If that's it, then everybody have a good one. I will see you Wednesday. I'm going to push the button now. And, yep, that'll be that. Have a great weekend.